we'll sell them a high security disc lock that's very difficult to break into. We definitely have a superior container and delivery system compared to the national brands. I think the real thing is that we care.
Welcome to this episode of the Real Producers Partners Podcast. I'm your host, David Owen with Changescape Web. At Changescape Web, we assist businesses in the promotion of their business and their services. We use both conventional and digital marketing techniques. In each podcast episode, we speak with a Real Producers partner to learn more about them and their business. Today, I'm joined with Philip Hotchkiss, owner and president of Units of Atlanta, located in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Welcome to the podcast, Philip.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me.
Sure. So as we get started in the discussion today, let's share with the listeners the best way to get in touch with you.
Okay, great.
So go ahead, share with them how they can get in touch with you.
So the best way is honestly online. So www.unitsstorage.com/Atlanta-Georgia. Now, if you don't put on those last parts, you'll still get to us. So www.unitsstorage.com will get you there, or you can call us at 678-838-6556.
Great. So let's do a little history discussion. Tell us a little about yourself. How did you get involved with this?
Well, sure. Yeah, actually, I'm like I said, like you introduced, my name is Philip Hotchkiss. I'm the owner of Units Moving and Portable Storage. My wife and I actually moved to Georgia back in 2015. We lived all over the world during my Air Force career, but when I finally retired, we loved it here after visiting, friends and families here many times. So we actually settled down in Canton, Georgia with my two kids. And I just had, I guess we just celebrated his second birthday of my grandson. Wow. So we're excited to be permanent here in Atlanta. But that's a little bit about me.
Well, that's great. I spent a little bit of time in Atlanta in a previous career. Weeks actually training down there. And so tell us a little about what you guys do at Units Moving and Storage.
Yeah, so really Units is we provide solutions for people who are moving or trying to store things, which might mean they're moving from town to town or moving here locally, or even just renovating, staging, decluttering their home or their business. So we can help customers who just need to store some things in one of our weatherproof containers at their home, or we can transport it to their new home locally or long distance all the way across the country. Additionally, we can transport it back to our warehouse if they just need to kind of get some stuff out of there in lieu of mini storage, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Or while they're waiting on their move.
Do you do car storage or anything like that?
We don't store vehicles. We just store household contents.
Okay. All right. So it's just like, you see these all over the place in people's driveways, and they're just using them to expand their house, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah. Some people use them because they don't have enough basement or shed space or closet space. And, some of our customers have had them on site at their location for years.
Yeah.
Some people just do it because they're resurfacing the floors or they're redecorating, working with a contractor or something like that. A lot of people, though, will use them when they're moving from point A to point B. And the nice thing is they give you a lot of flexibility, a lot of convenience. If you go rent a U-Haul or something like that to move some things, well, you're on the clock. You got to get that truck back at a certain period of time, and they get expensive if you go too long. With us, you just pack it, leave it in your driveway, or you move it, like I said, to our warehouse or to the next residence if you're in the middle of a transition.
So, yeah, when you put stuff in storage, you don't want to have unwelcome visitors invading your stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking rodents and that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Ants, rodents, all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, our containers are really good at keeping those sorts of things out. We have a really high end, kind of high tech seal system on our doors and all the seams of the container. So it's really good at keeping things like that out. And we also encourage customers, hey, let's not put too many edibles or things in there that might attract them.
Don't
Also,
store food.
Exactly. But when we're storing in our warehouse, we have a really great surveillance system that keeps an eye on all those things and detects any sort of hint of infestation early, so that it never has a chance to mess with any of our customers' contents.
So what sets you guys apart from some of the others you may think of in the marketplace?
Well, I think you can approach that from a couple angles. The other moving options, I think, are traditional moving companies, as
Right.
well as mini storage. If you're looking for storage, our customers are usually comfortable with participating at some level in their own moving process. Although some of our customers actually hire professional movers, and we have references we can give them that will come in, pack all their stuff in boxes, and then put it in our containers for either storage or moving. But regardless of which option you choose, our style of more mobile storage has a lot of advantages over both the traditional moving and mini storage. But I think some of the biggest advantages we offer are the cost and the convenience. For instance, moving companies can be really expensive, depending on what services you decide to take. It can cost anywhere between 5 and 10 times as much as we would charge for a container. You also lose access for a certain period of time to your belongings. So if you forgot your passport or an important document, or need to entertain and need that serving platter that's now packed away, you may not be able to get to it until the delivery appointment comes on the other side of the move. And they typically have, these, full service companies usually have pretty rigid schedules. So you're kind of always subject to what fits with their schedule. Smaller and regional companies can usually only perform local moves. So many times, if you're gonna move out of the area, you're gonna need to call a number of different folks. And estimates are really difficult. You're not gonna get an estimate over a phone. It's gonna be an appointment. You're gonna come in. There may be a financial commitment even to doing that. So it can be kind of frustrating and time consuming. On the other hand, if you decide to go like a mini storage route, it can be a lot cheaper than traditional moving, a very similar cost to what we would charge you, but you still need to load everything in your vehicle or in a truck, then go unload it in your mini storage. And then when it's ready for the next location or to come back home, you have to do the whole process again. You have to go to the mini storage, move it into your rental truck, and then bring it back home and unpack it. So it really is twice the work to do it that way. So what we do, we simplify the process. We save you time. We save money. Our containers are conveniently delivered to your location or any location of your choosing. And then when you're ready, we can come pick it up and either store it or move it to the new location, either locally or long distance through a whole network of units locations. And then you can take your time unpacking, kind of getting settled. If you want to do it over weeks or even months, we're super flexible from that perspective. Our cost, like I mentioned, is very similar to mini storage pricing, but without the double pack and unpack requirement,
Right.
and without the rigid schedules and the loss of access you experience with the bigger moving companies.
So what about security? If it's sitting in your driveway, does someone come up with bolt cutters and cut the lock, or how do you handle that?
So our containers are rigid steel containers. So they are difficult to break into. And we also have a double locking mechanism on the handle. So these aren't just sliding like plastic or fiberglass. garage style doors. These are actual steel doors that swing open, so they actually give you better access and a better seal when you're using them. But as far as trying to penetrate them, there's a steel frame on the door, so it'd be more difficult than breaking into a vehicle, even because there's no windows on these. And then it does have a stainless steel handle with 2 locks, and folks can provide their own lock, but for about $10, we'll sell them a high security disc lock that's very difficult to break into. So it's definitely possible. You can break into anything. But we definitely take security seriously. And if it's stored in our warehouse, we have 24/7 surveillance and monitoring in our facility. So if anybody were to even try to break into the warehouse, we would deal with that quickly.
So what kind of lead time does someone need to make a reservation if they want to get a storage container?
Well, if it kind of depends a little bit on the season. Summers and which tend to be the moving season do get a little bit busy. So we appreciate more notice. But depending on the situation, and I think that's where that's one of the things people love about us the most, is that we're local. We're not some call center in India or something like that.
Yeah.
Who doesn't understand the plight of things that people are going through every day and all the frustrations associated with moves. So we can be really flexible. And we tend to, if somebody needs one today or tomorrow, then we'll do everything we can to make that happen.
So how do you stack up against competition in the marketplace, and what makes you different?
We definitely have a superior container and delivery system. Compared to the national brands. This is more of infomercial stuff, I think, but our containers seal better. Like I've mentioned, the doors are more convenient with lower thresholds, so they're easier to get in and out of. They can actually carry more weight than most of our competitors, similar sized containers. The delivery system we use, we call it a robo, is lightweight and very maneuverable. So it's not going to damage somebody's driveway. We're not going to drive a big truck or anything like that on anybody's driveway. And they can turn literally on a dime. And it allows us to fit them, when there's a low overhang, or to squeeze it down a narrow driveway that, has bushes and trees overhanging it. Those just don't give us much of a problem. As long as we have about 8 feet clear height, we can drop it up exactly where you want it. To minimize the shifting of contents, we actually have air suspension on our vehicle. So we load it very levelly into our trucks with the same robo system, which is kind of unique. And then we, as we're driving down the street, if we hit a pothole or something like that, our air suspension compensates quite a bit for any sort of jostling that would take place. But those are kind of, I think, technical things that set us apart. But I think the real thing that may be even more important is that we care. We care about local folks. We live here. We know how hard moving can be. In the military,
personal experience. Right.
Yeah, I moved about 15 times in my Air Force career, entire households. And it's a lot. It's a lot of stress. So we want to try to take that away from people. It's stressful enough, but if we can absorb some of that for you, we want to. And like I said, our employees are local. They're hardworking guys. Our customer service folks live locally and understand Atlanta, its traffic patterns, the unique needs of the folks here, and they're proud of their work. They want to just deliver a best experience. And I think if you look at our Google reviews, that's going to be your takeaway, is that these guys really shine and are great ambassadors for us when they're out in the field serving folks.
Okay. Is there any restriction on what you can put in the container? Because I'm a garage guy, I'm a car guy, and I have stuff that you might not want to store for long periods of time.
Sure. We ask people to not put explosives
Okay.
Do not put highly flammable substances like gasoline and things like that. So, if you're going to store your lawnmower in there, that's fine. Leave the oil in it, but you need to drain the gasoline.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. Same thing with a motorcycle or something like that. You can put it in there, but just drain that highly flammable gasoline. So yeah, we don't recommend putting things like fireworks or anything like that in there.
Right.
But other than that, pretty much anything that you would put in your household, your backyard, is just fine. Propane tanks, again, kind of fall into that highly flammable category. So pull those off of your grills.
Sure.
Like that. Our containers, I think one of the nice unique features they have too is they have E-clips built into the side. So you can actually, we rent or you can purchase straps that'll click right into the sides of the container.
Okay.
And then you can secure things. So if you have a motorcycle you want to put in there and you want to put a couple straps around it so it's not moving around and getting banged up or damaging other things, then we make that really easy for you to do as well.
Okay. All right. So what's the benefit for real estate agents and brokers out there?
Yeah, I think the relationship benefit they'll appreciate immediately. The fact that we're going to treat their clients well, and that we're always going to deliver on any sort of expectations or promises that we make to them. But also a direct benefit to the real estate agent or the broker at this point is we're beginning a program where we'll actually provide free advertising for them. These containers, these containers are giant billboards.
Right.
Essentially, I mean, they're 16 feet wide, they're 8 feet tall. And so what we're offering to do is, especially when we have referrals from realtors, is while it's parked at their client or while it's in transit or while it's stored, in a driveway, we'll actually put their magnetic banner on our container and give them some advertising and appreciation for working with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you coordinate the production of that banner, or how does that work?
Like I said, this is a brand new program that we're launching. So if people have them, then that would be a turnkey option. Obviously, we can look into what it would look like to produce it and try to do that in a cost-effective manner. But at this point, it would be best to just bring your own banner.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that could be the slogan: "Bring your own banner."
There you go.
Or your marketing of your own capability.
Exactly. Yeah, and what we would do probably is cover the 8-foot side of it, so you don't need a 16-foot banner. But what we would do is probably cover the side that is opposite to the doors. Usually the door faces the house, so the other end of the container faces the street, and that's kind of where you would have the best visibility.
And there's smooth sides on them?
Yep.
All right. So what else should people know about you guys? Location. Are you restricted by location?
We're not actually. We serve the entire Metro Atlanta area, but it is franchised. So there are franchise locations in all the major cities in the United States. I think we have about 85 major cities covered right now, and they're starting to get into medium and even some of the smaller cities as well. And so basically, if somebody needs services and they're sticking around Atlanta, we'll drive all the way down to Macon.
Okay.
If you need us to, or all the way up to Gainesville, or to the
Chattanooga?
border. We actually have gone just south of Chattanooga, but we actually only serve Georgia. I think there will be a Chattanooga location opening soon, probably within a year or so. But we do have some partners up in Tennessee that could probably cover Chattanooga temporarily as well for you.
Okay, so you have relationships that might be outside your immediate area that you could be a resource to coordinate that.
Yeah, exactly. We actually have a long distance move center, which is a corporate location located in Charleston, and they coordinate all of anything that would be outside of our direct reach. So
Okay.
things that would be outside of Georgia, for instance, we may stage here as kind of the origin side of a move, but then the destination side, they would coordinate and put on trucks to go from point A to point B, and then you would be serviced by another unit's location at the other side.
Yeah. So you're not leaving the coordination or logistical information or work to the homeowner or the real estate agent.
Exactly.
Get that?
Exactly. Yeah. We take care of the containers and blankets and straps and all those sorts of things. The labor piece is completely up to the tenant, right?
Okay.
So if they want us to refer them to a professional mover for packing and for actually putting the contents in the container, we can do that.
Okay.
But that is a separate service from what we offer. We're more of a container company. And we'll
Sure.
move an empty container or a full container for you. But when it comes to the labor piece of packing it, we have references that we can give folks, but we don't actually do that personally.
So can you make the introduction to those folks as well? Do you
Absolutely.
coordinate that piece of it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Depending on if somebody has a small move or a huge move with a lot of heavy things and pianos and things like that, we have different size moving companies that can help out with all of those needs.
Okay. Obviously, the sooner they get in touch with you, the more flexibility they'll have in timing and understanding what the total job looks like. But what's the recommended time that you would like to have?
We recommend that people contact us 5 to 7 days from when they want to start packing a container.
Wow.
But if it's going to take them, weeks to get all of the things in the household packed, they could obviously start their process even before we're on site. Or if they just want to take their time and do one box at a time and have the container waiting there, our rentals are monthly, right? So if you only need it for 2 or 3 weeks or a full month or 6 months, the renewal basis for that rent is just once a month.
So do you ever take a container that's filled up with stuff, say it's a estate sale?
Uh-huh.
Do you deal with those as well?
Absolutely. We have folks who will, pack up the whatever didn't sell in the estate sale, or bring things. We have staging companies that will store things long term in our containers.
Okay.
And when they're ready to stage a house, we'll just drop off the container. They'll use it for a day or two, get the house all staged, declutter it, and
Sure.
take furniture out of the container, and then we'll take it out of the way so it's not interfering with the sales process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's cool.
I mean, we have businesses that will use us for conferences that they go to 2 or 3 times a year, where they'll take all their content, their conference materials, store it in a container, and then we'll deliver it right to the conference center in a parking space. We can, like I said, we can fit them into really tight spaces, but they occupy about 1 parking space in a parking lot, and so we'll park them there. They unload them, use them for a day or 2, and then when they're done with their conference, we'll drop it off. They'll load it up, and then we'll take it away. And I think that's one of the nice, kind of again local features that we can do. We can identify exactly what somebody needs if they have special timing or hours of the day where things just have to get done. We can make that happen. Where I think a lot of your kind of bigger call centers and things like that have no flexibility. They'll tell you, hey, we'll do it that day, or maybe a day before, or maybe a day after. We'll let you know last minute. But we're really good at communicating and delivering on those kind of special requirements folks have.
So if somebody calls your phone number and leaves a message, they can be assured they'll get a call back.
They will get a call back. Our goal is to not even have it go to a message.
Well,
but sometimes we're busy, and that does happen. So,
well, if they wake up in the middle of the night like I do,
right,
think, oh, I need to do this.
Right.
Might pick up the phone and call you.
Right. And we're not going to answer the phone most likely at midnight,
I
but
don't blame you.
we will get back to you first thing the next morning.
Yeah.
If you just need to get it off your plate and check the box.
Sure. So what else do we need to review?
Well, I think we've pretty much covered it. Like I said, we're a local company. We're super flexible with folks. We are great at communication. We have multiple different communication options for folks. Some people like email, some people like text, some people like, to
Sure.
just have the certainty of hearing a voice on the phone. So regardless of what it is, if you just want to do an online web checkout, hey, that's quick and easy and very millennial friendly, I think.
Well, let's share your website address once again.
You bet. We are at www.units, that's UNITS, storage.com. And the extension from that web address, if you want to go directly to our website, you just put /Atlanta-GA. And that'll get you directly to our microsite here in Atlanta. But like I said, they can contact us directly from the main site as well. Whatever's
And your phone number, I'm sure, is on the website as well.
It is. It's on the website, and it's actually on all of our containers. Our number is 678-838-6556.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time today, and it's great to talk to you. And hopefully the folks will reach out to you.
Well, thank you, David. I hope they do, and we're excited to be working together.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Have a great one.
You too.